Good morning. Welcome back. Premium Aquatics Luke here with the tank series. Thank you for stopping by. We greatly appreciate it as always. Hopefully everyone's staying happy and healthy. But we did get a package this week. So, as you know, it's time to open it up. Handy dandy knife. Let's get to it. Okay, so this package is from Tunze. Thank you, Tunze, for sending this out to me. I'm excited for what's in here. There's a few items actually that we're going to be looking at, not all today. So don't get your hopes up when you see everything. We're just looking at one product today. So, without further ado, let's open this up. Oh my word. It's exciting. I suppose you guys want to see too, don't you? Here. You bring it down here. Look at that. Okay. So as you can see, we have a Tunze 3181, which is their macro algae reactor. I'm excited to try this out. We're going to put some just a small little clump of Chaeto in here. We're going to see how it grows compared to what we're getting in our sump with our Chaeto grow, and we'll test this out. I'm not going to put it on quite yet, but in the coming weeks, you will see this. Oh, look at that. That thing is going to be awesome. Don't be disappointed, guys. We will get to it, I promise. Another item that we're going to be looking at is the EcoChick Refugium 8831. This is a Refugium light. Really awesome, very sleek looking. I'm excited to try this out. Obviously, right now we have the AI, so we'll put this up against it. And if I remember right, these are supposed to be waterproof, which I believe so is indicated by this symbol there, but which would be kind of neat to be able to put it underneath the water. You can get it even closer to your Chaeto or your algae that you got. So that'll actually be cool to try out, see how that works out. We have a Tunze NanoStream 6095. Pumped to try these. Tunze has always been phenomenal with their quality. Obviously, all these products, very, very high quality. We love them. We've been carrying them for many, many years. I don't know how long it's been, but it's been longer than what I've been working with Premium, which is going on almost 9 years, I think. So the new Tunzes come with the little controller box on a lot of them, so this one does have it. So I'm excited to try this out, see how it works. We'll put it over here on the left side, probably take off the max spec, I imagine. And we'll put this up, see how the flow compares to our Nero, the max spec, and the MP10 that we used to have on here. So excited to try that puppy out. That'll come down. The one that I'm actually wanting to put on now, that I've been looking to revamp, is our Skimmer. Look how small this puppy is. This is the Tunze DOC 9004 protein skimmer. Look at the size on this guy. This thing is tiny. Now granted, it probably is going to be a little bit taller because I've got to add a collection cup to it, but if you're looking for a small protein skimmer that still packs a ton of power behind it, look at the Tunze. Footprints are amazing on here. This has magnetic backing. Let me open this up. We'll go over all the details here, but Tunze has some phenomenal products. Alright, so let's take a look at it, guys. Like I said, it is the DOC 9004. This is your standard model. They do actually have a DC version, which obviously means you can control the pump and fine-tune that. I just went with the standard model, so I didn't have to worry about it. Me personally, I just didn't need it. Runs on 4 watt of power here, so very, very energy efficient. Let's break this guy open. Manuals, quality control, we know who to get in trouble if there's any issues, cautions, whoops, we'll read that, and then inside we have a awesome cleaning brush, which this is really nice. Obviously this can get inside and deep in, but then we also have this, which actually pretty nice, has some firm bristles to it, so that way we could probably get in the corner a lot easier, I imagine, to clean that out. So that'll be great for this skimmer as well as really actually anything else. Here it is. It doesn't get too much easier than this. This is, well, they want to make sure that their skimmer is nice when you unwrap it. Look at that. That is beautiful. Wow. Look how small this is. And this skimmer, okay, so size. I mean, this thing is so tiny. Let's talk about size. 4.3 inches, 3.5 by 12. This guy is rated for 15 to 65 gallons. 65 gallons all the way up to this guy. That's huge for how tiny this is. And if you look at their other skimmers, you'll find the same type of scenario where the footprint is still extremely small, but it packs a huge punch. So I actually, and they do carry some other more kind of standard type of skimmers as well, and they carry some other accessories, but we won't get into those today. We have on the back our air silencers, we have our adjustment valve, and then we have our magnets. These magnets will work up to 1/2 inch. Very strong, obviously be careful as always. And then we have some brackets here. So really tiny. On here we have our collection cup that we can pull off. It is a small collection cup, so keep that in mind. Depending on how much you're going through, if you have a heavy load, you may need to clean this out pretty regularly. Really nice acrylic work here. It does have this front grate, so not only are we skimming the water, but we're also doing surface skimming with this, where your traditional skimmer, obviously the pump is in the bottom and you're just pulling from water inside your tank. This is actually going to surface skim, so it's going to get any oils and organics that are on the surface, which is really nice, and that should perform a really great skim mate. And what this whole unit does and boasts is doing flash skimming, where it's very, very quick. Instead of, you know, like my Nyos or other larger skimmers where you're looking for contact time of those bubbles reacting in that chamber going up and then carrying over, this is going to be extremely quick to where it gets in there, takes all those organics, pushes them, you know, and gets them up into the chamber, into the collection cup very, very quickly, and you don't have to worry about those organics or the small bubbles popping, and collecting on the next one, collecting on the next one, collecting on the next one, and getting up. It's just getting on there, right up. So that's really cool to see. And then we can take off this front plate here very carefully, which will then lead us to our internal mechanism. That's just the front case, and then inside is this little plate to help with diffusing, and then inside we have our pump, which this also, I believe, will disconnect. And then obviously we have our pump here that we can do maintenance to, pull off the, we can pull off our airline, get in there to inspect the impeller, clean that out, clean the housing, and then the cord just runs up and through. So really a very simple setup. On the bottom here, you can see this is the grate. This is where the water returns to the aquarium. And then you have your plate, of course, that tells everything of what it's going to do. So if we look at it, let me get this plate back on. Essentially the plate sits in here. Water is going to come in through this top portion, go down here into the pump, and then the pump is going to push it up, break it up into millions of bubbles, of course, and then water's going to empty out the bottom, and then the bubbles and the skim mate and all the organics are going to go up to the top. So that is a little bit more tricky to get it back in because there's a lot of grooves that you got to match up, but easy enough. We just slide this back on. Very easy to take off. You will need, you know, maybe, oh, I'd say probably an inch and a half's worth of clearance here to get this over that lip there. The depth we're looking at here, or what Tunze recommends, is anywhere between 8.9 inches to 9.7. So that's the depth we're looking at for. You probably want to keep it within that range, especially since we're a little bit more specific on what we need and really want to be able to surface skim here. So we want to keep it within this range. But obviously with the magnets, that makes it extremely simple to do. We can just put it on the back of the sump, front of the sump, wherever you want to put it. And on the back here we have two magnets, one right here and then one up here. One other thing to mention is if you have a sump that has a lip on it or whatever, kind of like I do, which I think I'll be okay, but we'll see depending on, because I have a pretty tall. But if for some reason you have the lip and it's hitting up against something here, you can actually remove these magnets here and put a standoff basically, and it'll go in between where this magnet is, and then it'll clip on here, and then this magnet will go on here, and it'll give you, another ½ inch worth of space. For instance, I pulled this bottom one off, so what we're going to be doing here is we're going to put this little standoff. It just clips into place, and now it's going to clip onto the magnet, and now I have an extra spacer in here that gives me quite a bit more room. So we'll see. Oops, that came out. We'll see. There. I don't know if I'll need this or not, but we'll check it out and see if I do. And if we do, we'll just keep it on there. Otherwise, we'll remove it back off. So that's kind of nice to have in case you do have a lip on your sump. Obviously, this is a new skimmer, so it's going to take a little bit of break-in time probably. So I'll watch it, but it's really producing a lot of bubbles. You probably can't tell a great deal, but you can see a little bit there. I'll probably push it down just a little bit more to get a little bit more of that surface skim going. But, I mean, that is really kicking out some bubbles there. And then, of course, if I want to adjust the bubbles in the air, I just use this little valve here and tighten it down, and that will reduce the amount of air that gets brought into the system. Bam! Look how small that is. That is so nice. That thing is tiny. But it's all said and done. It's on there. We'll see how it produces skim mate. The Nyos, I'm really sad to lose this guy. I absolutely loved it. It's a beast. We'll see where it goes. But this did great for me. It skimmed amazingly. It was very wet for me, but I actually really liked it. It was super easy to clean and take care of. I really only had that one issue, but that was my fault because of the carbon that got into the impeller. Beyond that, that thing was beautiful. If you haven't checked out the Nyos, go check it out. Great skimmer. Works phenomenally. I've had very good success with it. I'm excited to see how it compares with the Tunze. As you can see, the footprint on this guy, much different than what the Tunze is. And this is a small skimmer. This is actually a very small skimmer compared to some of the others out there. The pumps inside, very small footprint, not big and bulky on the outlet. So this is actually a very small skimmer as well. But the Tunze is even smaller. So it's awesome to see. We'll see how it compares with SkimMate though. Is it going to be able to produce as much as what this unit is, or what this unit has for me? Am I going to have any issues? Looks great so far. We'll see where it goes, and I'll update you as always. Thank you guys for stopping by. I appreciate you so much. If you haven't already, make sure to like and subscribe. Hit that bell for notifications so you stay the most up to date on this system as well as the other videos we're putting out. And as always, stay safe, healthy. I'll see you next weekend. Peace.